Life has tried to jab us.
We're here, bro.
But we're here.
Yeah.
We're here.
Always.
And it's like we're just committed to knocking out problem after problem. Like, try us. Like, we're good.
Yeah.
What up, y'all? Josh and EC here once again with another quality video. So, as you can tell from the title, we are bringing you guys the long-awaited year 6.
Okay.
This is probably one of our most interesting years.
Absolutely. Well, every year has been pretty interesting.
Every year has been interesting, but this one has just been like kind of like our transformation year.
Yeah, I agree. I agree on a lot of levels.
Like on
honestly.
a lot of levels, it's a very much so a transformation year.
If you're new to our channel and you have no idea what we're even talking about the other years, we do have other videos on our channel dissecting year 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of our relationship, which is why now we're here for year 6.
Quite the year, including a whole pandemic.
Including a whole engagement.
Including a whole, the start of a merch.
Bruh, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot, y'all.
We got some good food in front of us. Compliments of Bae. She cooked this, that, but
I did.
okay.
With the help of my auntie, though.
Okay.
My auntie makes veggie burgers, y'all. That's mad. And we recently got our little purchase from her. So, actually, yours is prettier. Yeah, show them. I think your face is in it.
There we go.
There we go.
That's
yes.
It's completely plant-based. There's no, this is not meat. I know y'all looking at this veggie burger.
But it's so fire.
So fire. I actually prefer this over
burgers, right? Yeah, so do I. So I just added, so we got little gourmet burger buns yesterday. I think they have that little buttery, savory flavor to them. And then add the veggie burger, spinach, mayo, and mustard. And then got some kettle jalapeno chips. So this is a pretty healthy meal for us, if you think about it.
I mean, the chips, yeah, but
It's kettle though. It's okay. They're kettle. I don't know what that means, but anyway, we're gonna go ahead and pray and hop into this video.
Lord, bless this food that we're about to receive for the nourishment of our bodies. Bless the relationship, Lord. You got us to year 6, and we thank you for that. We thank you for the years to come, because we ain't going nowhere no time soon. We thank you for the people watching this video. Thank you for the people that will be watching this in the future, and those who are new to the gang, those who've been a part of the gang since the beginning, seen us through year 1 all the way up until year 6. Most people that have seen that and know the journey, Lord. So we thank you for the progress and the growth that has happened thus far, and we thank you for the growth that will continue to happen as we move forward. These are the blessings we ask in your name. Amen.
Amen. You know what's funny? Earlier this morning, me and Josh, we always try to like talk out the video idea and what we're gonna touch on before actually hopping on camera. And he made me realize, like, I'm like, no, babe, we can't do year 6 because next year we'll make a full year 6.
I was like, no, we hit year 6.
Next year we'll make a full
February.
year 7.
Yeah, that's 7.
Yeah.
Because you made me question it for a second. I'm like, yo, no, we're way past 5.
So are we living in year 7?
We are creating year 7.
Creating year 7 right now.
Right.
Okay. Makes sense.
Like when we do our year 7 video, it will be talking about how
this year.
Yes, this year in this apartment looks.
Got it. Okay. Well, let's first take both a bite out of our food.
Yeah. People was happy that you was looking out for me.
Yeah.
Because I don't be eating during these. Cheers.
Wow.
Buffing.
Had to get that bougie water going.
We normally do not drink. We have these wine glasses.
Yeah.
And we're like, well, we're gonna use them.
Yeah.
So we decided to bougily sip water out of wine glasses from time to time. You know, live the experience.
Period.
I like it. It makes me feel classy.
It does make me feel classy.
These are all forms of manifestation, by the way.
Facts.
Big facts.
Where do you want to start, bro?
Golly.
I think you have to dibble a little bit into year 5.
Dibble
the
back
end of year 5.
End of year 5, which was like YouTube.
That was the pinnacle point.
Pinnacle.
So go ahead.
Pinnacle point. So in year 5, I don't know if we touched on it, but closer to the end of year 5, we went to YouTube Black. I believe that was 2019.
October or November?
October into November. It was like late October, early November. That was like a string of time. But YouTube Black had taken place. I wasn't invited. I'll put that out there. This was for, you know, prominent black influencers. She is a very prominent black influencer, and she was invited. She finessed a +1, which was me. And it was actually funny times because we actually had a picture that we posted on Instagram of us on the runway.
On the red carpet.
On the red carpet.
He wasn't even supposed to be a event.
I wasn't supposed to be
Let alone the red carpet.
As a matter of fact, I don't know if we'll get in trouble with this, but we snuck me into like...
You know, Will or me. It doesn't affect you.
We're a unit. But yeah, ended up sneaking me into all the events, and I got like a sneak peek into what it was like to be around black influencers.
Yeah, and black excellence.
Black excellence.
Yeah.
Young black excellence at that. And you got to think from my mind frame, I'm doing this 9-to-5 life, and I see all these like young black people like living their best life doing YouTube videos. And so like my whole mind frame switched around, because for a long time I used to think like, oh, I'm not trying to do that couple stuff really like that. There's other ways. There's, you know, I was kind of just anti-energy.
You wanted your own.
I wanted my own thing. I wanted to, you know, the ego was really messing me up. I go there, ego goes flying out the door. Flying out the door. And then like after that event, I will say it was very pinnacle, because there was a couple things where I actually did get left out, and I felt that FOMO, and I felt that like, I felt like I almost did. I felt like I got Lil Bro'd into the whole thing, and I didn't want that feeling anymore. I actually wanted to be a part of it. I was like, I want you guys to ask me to come. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm changing my whole mind frame on this. And from that point forward, I looked at her and I said, I'll edit every single video.
He stepped up.
I said, I will edit everything. We cannot look back.
You said executive. You said like I'll be the executive.
I'll be the executive
like, runner of
I'll
our brand.
I will run Josh and Issa.
Yeah, and he definitely came through, you guys, because that was the biggest issue for the longest. Like I was like, there's no way I can like be the executive of my own brand and ours. It needed to be either equal or like I needed your help. I just couldn't do it.
Well, it was gonna die out, and then at that point, sure enough, right after that, I was on that. Every video I was editing. I said, you won't even have to think about touching the video. Just show up.
And like, would you say like immediately following YouTube Black? So this we can be transparent about, because we were so inconsistent. Those who have been following us for years now know that we've never been consistent until last year.
Yeah.
And when we decided post YouTube Black to start back and like really give this a fair chance, where both of us are putting in equal energy into the situation, we were at like $300 revenue wise. We started from the bottom essentially, y'all.
YouTube had restarted us. We had followers and we had subscribers,
but we weren't posting, so our revenue dropped.
And then the YouTube algorithm didn't push our videos anymore.
True. Yeah.
So we were kind of irrelevant at the time. It was almost like we hit a restart button. Meanwhile, I was still at Papa Dough, and the funniest thing in the world, she said, by next year, you won't have to think about going back to work.
I did say that.
If we do it right, by next year, you will not have to think about going back to work.
Say less. Edited everything, even while working full time. From November up until
when the pandemic hit.
The pandemic hit, but I was still kind of working still for like another month, and then they finally shut it all the way down.
Well, it shut down officially, I think, in March. For some reason, I just like March. Nobody was working. Nobody was out on the streets. Yeah.
So from that time up until about March, when the pandemic like really hit, I was working full time. I would film in the morning with you. I would dang near film, edit, go to work.
Or if you didn't finish, I would like finish up.
You would like slightly but I would literally work up until
you would.
I had to go to work.
Yeah.
And then I come back, and you know the nights was late.
But you would have stupid long hour shifts.
12, 1,
Absolutely.
11, late.
Absolutely.
Like late. You never really could call it with the restaurant industry, like how long you were gonna be there, how long, whatever. Basically, my entire day was I didn't have much of a social life at all. People would be like, "You want to kick it?" No, I can't. I got filming and editing, but we stuck it out. We hung our heads down. That was basically the name of the game up until the pandemic hit.
And we started to see a little bit of profit. Like we got more than 300 for sure.
Yeah, it started increasing slowly but steadily. The only problem was we were trying to do Instagram, YouTube,
chase too many rabbits
while working full time, and we weren't getting enough YouTube content out to get to that point of like, oh, you can leave your job. Didn't see the pandemic coming.
No.
But crazily enough, the pandemic was a blessing in disguise.
Yeah. You know how we're always talking like, God be showing us signs, or like he just be moving for us. Even if you think about the fact that we had YouTube Black, and then 4 months later, essentially the world shut down.
The world shut down.
It's like God gave us that moment to see what life could be like for us if we put in that energy, and then gave us I'm not saying like the pandemic and stuff was because of us, but you know what I'm trying to say, like, and then the pandemic hits after we already had decided like, let's really try to go hard this year.
Let's try
and
to
it gives us the actual time allotted to go hard.
Yeah.
He be working for us, man.
He really worked in our field. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
Y'all might not believe in God, but I know he's real because he be working overtime for us. I just can't explain it, but it seems like the stars align almost every time. Which is why I believe in what we're doing.
Yeah.
I just believe in it wholeheartedly. I don't need no approval from anybody else. I just believe wholeheartedly in it. But sure enough, we were like, yo, we need more time to get more videos out. We need more content. Sure enough, a pandemic hits, shuts everything down.
Yep.
I can't even go to work. And then we just kind of had this talk right at the beginning, like, yo, we've got nothing but time.
Let's go.
We're cranking videos out. So then y'all kind of remember last year, we started hitting y'all with Tea Time Tuesdays.
Right.
Thursday. Ripping up Wednesday. Like, we were trying to clap. Yeah, we were working overtime to get to YouTube. And you know what's crazy? It was only until later months that we started realizing that, like, okay, now revenue's starting to go back up. Okay, now we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. I think that gave me a taste of the life that I wanted.
But we ran the check up.
We ran the check up
during the pandemic.
We did.
And
we
it's
ran
interesting. I think we've mentioned it before. I'm not sure if we mentioned it on here, but when we had to proof of income for this place, for our apartment that we live in now, we had to like essentially print out and look at what we were making during those months, because obviously we don't have a standard set every month if we were like salary based or whatever. So we had to prove to them that we can afford this place.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because as we looked at the 2020 year, when the pandemic hit in March, our revenue was like, But like during those months where like it was just quarantine, nobody was supposed to be working or anything like that, our stuff shot up.
Crazy.
And then when you had to go back to work, it went back down a little bit. It didn't dramatically drop, but we weren't making the amount that we were when we were full time in it. And that's when we realized like we can really do this.
We could really do it, but there had to be a leap of faith. And that's what was crazy, because it was like, if we do it, I would have to quit and we would just have to go hard and just kind of bank on the fact that we'll go get it. Like, trust God, quit, and see what happens.
Yeah.
And sure enough, like, I went back to work, and it was actually pretty difficult to go back into that mode after being free. And then
we would go on our walks or bike rides.
Like, life was so fulfilling when you have that much time freedom and you can still, like, you know, make a living.
Yeah.
So we were like, yo, I gotta quit this year. I don't think it registered at that moment, the conversation we had last year at YouTube Black.
When I said
When you had said it, it was only until like it came full circle come that November that I actually did quit. I was like, dang, you were right. But yeah, sure enough, that all that was taking place. So we're going hard on YouTube. Behind the scenes, I'm getting ready to propose. Y'all, I wanted to propose Christmas after YouTube Black. I was like, yo, I'm ready for life with you. I'm ready for life, everything. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna propose right now. I was like, yo, let's just do it. Let's just do it, because I knew I wanted to marry you, but then like after the whole YouTube Black thing, and I was like really motivated. We were getting videos out come Christmas time.
We did 12 days
We
of
did
Christmas.
12 days of Christmas because work was killing me. I was like, bro, we can't film every day. I couldn't do it with work.
Vlogmas, it wouldn't
work. And honestly, that 12 days of Christmas, although
that was difficult.
It didn't do the numbers that we wanted per se, and y'all still slept on our doggone rapping Christmas carols, but okay, that's neither here nor there. But we did it. I think that was the first step, just saying, you know, we did it. And that was a hell week for me.
Yeah.
Because I was going to work, and I was like, bro, we gotta get this video up and edited today.
Did we try to pre-film and stuff?
We tried pre-film, it didn't work. It was very difficult. And then you also had another conversation with me then, and we're like, next year you won't have to worry about work, and we'll get Vlogmas off. Guess what happened?
Got Vlogmas.
This girl's a manifesting genius. I don't know what you put in your water, what affirmations you say in the morning. That's some sauce. You need to sell whatever sauce that is. But everything that she has said started coming to fruition. And I think it's because we both believed it. I think we both wholeheartedly believed, like, yo, we can do this. We can put in the work and concerted effort. And I think it took me stepping up to the plate.
Yeah.
Because
that was the missing piece, honestly.
It really was. I was the missing piece.
You were so resistant for so long.
But that's why it's always important for both parties to be equally yoked in something.
And
like
fully
if you're
invested.
if you're gonna go in on something, you got to be equally yoked.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, one person
won't work.
Yeah, they're gonna be dragging you. You're gonna either hold them back or digress, or you're gonna fall off.
Yep. You mentioned that you were gonna propose in December.
So I was gonna propose in December. That flopped. Thankfully, though. because I don't think I came with nearly the right energy. But we talked about this in another video.
Oh, did you?
I think we did. I'm pretty sure we talked about that.
That our friends and
yeah. As a matter of fact, I talked about it on my channel. On Hydrated Hero.
I was gonna say, I don't think we did a video, but okay.
If you go to Hydrated Hero, you'll see the first time I was gonna propose. I actually told a story on that.
Okay.
It was terrible. I was very ill prepared. But then the next year comes, I lost hope in that day, so I was like, all right, let me do it like, April, May-ish. Sure enough, the pandemic hits, and I'm like, now I can't even get a venue. So now we're filming videos behind the scenes. I'm thinking, like, calculating how in the world am I gonna get this proposal off in the middle of a pandemic, and then still accomplish all the tasks of like getting it on camera, making sure you're on point, not raising any red flags,
right?
Like a whole bunch of stuff. I wasn't completely successful, I'll say that. I wasn't entirely successful with covering all those bases, but I did my thing.
Absolutely.
I did my doggone thing. I decided that I was going to surprise you for your birthday. That was the only cover up I could think of. And then I rented out the Airbnb, got everybody involved.
Well, you're skipping a lot, because my perspective when you told me that you were planning a photo shoot.
Oh God.
How did that conversation look?
When I said a photo shoot, her red flag sensors went off immediately. As a matter of fact, I think I got it on camera, and I ended up.
And you never used footage.
Never used it.
And like, it wasn't that I wasn't like happy or excited, but it was also I started kind of freaking out because I'm just like, he's about to propose on or near my birthday, which I didn't want. I never wanted it. I feel like I made that super explicit, but in his head it's like, well, I had no other way to try to surprise him because I'm super observant. They call it nosy. I can't help if I observe or notice that somebody's mannerisms or whatever is changing. So
I would dare to say I was put in almost a lose-lose situation. I do it outside your birthday, you see it coming from a mile away. I do it inside your birthday, it's close to your birthday and you don't really care for that. But at least I have at least a little bit of a cover. And I thought to myself, I was like, the proposal day isn't necessarily the important day, it's really the wedding day. But I was really like, I want married. So I really wanted to like, solidify this whole union. Cause like throughout that whole pandemic thing, I was falling way more in love with you. We weren't fighting, we weren't arguing, we were grinding together, we were getting it in. We were vibing, everything was going great. I'm like, bro, this is a perfect time. Everything about our relationship was great. I mean, everything about our relationship is still great.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to say. You're saying past it. Yeah. When the proposal did finally happen, like when you played your like speech video or whatever, I was so overwhelmed with everything and everyone that was around. I really didn't even get to see or hear that video until you edited it for the proposal video to be posted. That was my first time really getting to like digest what you were saying to me, because in that moment it was just so much going on, like everybody wants to whip out the phones and the camera and all that stuff. So I'm glad like we have those memories and stuff on footage.
I did want more of an intimate thing, but I thought I was serving your needs and wants by doing the proposal that way. All in all, I want to over-exaggerate, but we had this conversation multiple times over the span of like 2 weeks until I re-proposed in private.
He did. We did have that moment.
I did a whole re-proposal in a more intimate setting. So that way I was like, bro, I wanted you to have that moment with us. And we cried it out, hugged it out. Like, it was beautiful. It was very intimate though. And no cameras, no nothing. It's kind of the way I originally wanted to propose, but I also wanted to meet the standards that you had set, saying, you want it on film, you want to be able to
memories.
You want your friends there, like, you know what I'm saying? Moving past that, now it's business time. So we're like, okay, we haven't told YouTube.
Right, because August 31st, we should mention, was when you proposed. Yeah.
We didn't tell anybody anything until November.
Yeah.
I had been editing that video, putting all the pieces and puzzles together for like a couple months, and then I sat on the video for a while until we figured out how we were gonna roll this out.
When you were gonna, did we know when you proposed when you were gonna quit your job? Like what date? I don't remember. I don't feel like it.
No. I think we ended up starting to plan that out.
Post proposal.
Post proposal, I want to say around October.
Because too, you knew that I wasn't trying to move in together and do all of that stuff unless we were engaged.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, we wouldn't have planned around you quitting your job and all that stuff unless we were engaged.
And then, sure enough, around October, I started looking at the revenue that we were making, and I started thinking about like Vlogmas coming up, and we said that
we made a game plan, bro.
We made a whole game plan.
Yeah.
I was like, we're gonna storm YouTube with
the proposal,
hit after hit.
Yeah, the reacting. Then Vlogmas was shortly after. You quit November 10th. Well, that was your last day. You had told your boss ahead of time that you.
Yeah, I told my boss a month and a half in advance that I was.
Your
gone.
last day was November 10th. The 11th.
The 11th was my first day of freedom.
And that was our engagement photo shoot.
Yep. And sure enough.
Which is what we used to announce on Instagram.
So come October, we're scrambling.
Yeah.
Because like business is coming fast. And we were starting the merch line.
I was gonna say we didn't mention the merch stuff, bro.
While all this, now we're also working on the merch line.
Yeah.
We're going back and forth with these freaking manufacturers that gave us the runaround. Golly, if y'all got your merch now, great.
Yes, so happy.
They have given us the runaround, and we have to do a sit-down talk about Shopify.
Yeah.
But that's another video. But we were constantly working on that throughout the year, trying to get you guys that and launch the website.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, we're just gonna storm them with everything that we've been working on this year, everything that we've been doing. So in October, we planned out like, okay, we're gonna do the engagement photo shoot. We're gonna do a photo shoot for Instagram.
Yep.
We're gonna do the announcement. Thanksgiving.
But in between that was your brother's wedding.
My brother's wedding.
We went to Texas for Thanksgiving with my brother and his wife. And something else happened during that phase too.
And I was quitting. That was a big monumental moment. I was quitting too.
We probably also decided about the Chicago move around that time.
Oh,
there's no way we were discussing that prior to being engaged. And we were planning on
we were in the search for.
I was hunting.
Oh,
shortly after, because I had that whole list of apartments for us to look at, so we did it during Vlogmas.
Yeah.
So shortly after we got engaged, I was apartment hunting for us.
Yeah. We had already said that apartment was too congested.
It's way too small
for the kind of content. Yeah, it was like a personal apartment. It was like, we're too on top of each other. And then sure enough, after we got engaged,
I moved in.
Yeah, she moved her stuff in.
Things got even more tight.
Got tight because she took over. It felt like I moved in, but she got a lot of stuff, y'all. Got a lot of stuff. But so like all this is happening in November, one right after another. We had scheduled to actually do a professional
intro for Vlogmas.
Professional intro for Vlogmas.
The girl caught
the
COVID.
girl that was directing it caught COVID. So then we're like, bro, and this was like while we're in Texas.
Yeah, this is like a week, because as soon as we got back from Texas, we planned on getting it done.
Yeah.
And she hit us with like, I can't do it for y'all.
Can't do it. I have COVID. And we're like, no way. So then we're like, well, we just announced it. We're on a roll. Because like that point, we were getting really good traction from just the engagement video and the photo shoot. We dang near broke the internet. Good shot. We dang near broke the internet with that. But so then after that, we were like, well, we're gonna have to figure out something.
Yeah.
So we called up her cousin.
Yeah. Who does photography? Like
photography, videography. At that point, he was just beginning though.
Yeah.
But he got the angles.
He got the job done.
He got the job done.
We got the job done.
So he films it. I end up making the beat.
Edit it.
I edited the video.
Literally the night before Vlogmas Day 1 started, we had to be up till almost like 1 or 2 a.m. And I remember because we were like so deliriously tired with filming the outro for Vlogmas. Yep. Like, ho ho ho. I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember what.
But the outro, we were so like, y'all. We had how many takes do you think we did?
We were delirious. We did like 20 takes.
Like 20 takes to get the outro right, because this is after, like you said, you made the beat, you edited the intro. We had to do the outro. We needed a thumbnail, a banner, a cover photo. Not to mention, we were like, how do we incorporate the merch that we just got in? This is all November, y'all.
It's all in November.
Okay.
It was jam-packed with like big boss move decisions, and then we had to basically make everything ourselves from scratch.
Yeah.
So then after that, I was like, bro, there's nothing we can't do.
Yeah. Then Vlogmas hits.
Every single day.
Every day.
We was
25
on it
days.
That was our first experience with Vlogmas too.
Right.
And that's a different animal.
That was quite the experience. I'm super proud of us because we proved it to ourselves. We got this, and now like y'all, this Vlogmas
about to be it.
It's gonna be fire. But that was such an overwhelming time period. And like, even as we're describing all this stuff, I had my individual burnout for half of community, and it's making sense why.
Yeah.
Like, ever since August had hit and you proposed, everything was just, even prior to that, like you were saying, like during the pandemic, when we had that time, when we went into beast mode to prove, you know, like all last year was heavy and it was a lot. It was just a roller coaster of like things. So yeah, it was shortly after Vlogmas where I was just burnt out individually.
And not to mention, during this whole engagement period, we started to encounter outside opinions on our engagement.
Like how we were handling it.
How we handle it, you know.
Or, you know, even in general, not even just, like, people just want to give, who've done it before, been there, just want to give unsolicited advice based off what their experience, like they project.
Yes.
Right?
And, you know, the crazy thing about it is, I don't want to sound cocky, but our career was based around making this relationship as strong as possible. Mm-hmm. And sometimes people put their 2 cents and they say some things that, like, it just doesn't relate.
It doesn't apply to us.
It doesn't apply. They're like, yeah, can't relate. Can't. Because in that, like, they would say stuff like, you know, oh, the first year's always rough, or like, oh, you know,
y'all haven't watched our YouTube channel.
Y'all don't know what, y'all don't really know what it means to be married and stuff like that. This, that, and the third, or like, you'll see. Mm-hmm. Like, kind of like some, like, oh, you're just projecting that we're gonna have a rough year one. Meanwhile, we're not changing who we are.
Yeah.
Like, we've already had our, you know, our rough phase of whatever. Mm-hmm. So like, I don't see us having anywhere close to a rough year one of marriage. I think our year one of marriage would be nothing but
blast.
We'll literally have so much fun.
Honestly, we've already kind of been talking about it and stuff. And I think that's the difference though. People project it because maybe they didn't go about it the right way, or like, we started as best friends. Right? And even with starting as best friends, we still had our rough patch of getting to know each other. I feel like when you go through those phases with your partner of it just being hard times, like you can't figure out how to be on the same page or like operate at the same frequency. Year 1, 2, 3, and 4 was kind of those years for us. And essentially it was us getting to know each other while also us growing up into adults, because technically we started dating, you can call us young adults, but 18, 19, like that's still kids, like you're still a kid, right? So just going through that phase and stuff together and grow, like essentially kind of growing up.
We matured
together. Yeah, we matured together. Like that's why I didn't care for the unsolicited advice, because I'm like, whatever your experience has been with your partner is nowhere near what ours is, because everybody's relationship is different. Every human being in this world is different. Nobody has the same storyline individually, so you sure as hell don't got the same storyline combining 2 lives together.
And we got it from all over the place. I mean, we got it in the comment section of our YouTube videos. We got it from married couples that aren't necessarily the happiest in the world. Then we got it from married couples that are happy, and then people just trying to put their 2 cents in places that we didn't.
And
really
we
care
never asked, y'all.
We never asked
anybody.
We really didn't ask. All we wanted was like love.
Yeah, just support.
Just support.
It's like happy for you. That's all we need.
It's really all we need.
Yeah. And what I will say though, I'm not completely like mad that these unsolicited advice and stuff like that happened, because it brought us even closer. I feel like it just made us be on the same page, like we're here. Yeah. Like as long as we're here.
As long as we're here. I'm telling you, the only piece of advice that I actually thought was so funny was when we were at the airport for what? I think we were going to Colorado. She had saw the ring on your finger. The flight attendant lady. She was like, you guys married or like we're like engaged. She's like, oh, congratulations. And like she gave again some unwarranted advice.
I kind of remember,
but
what
I
did
liked
she
it.
say?
She was like, the only thing you guys need to do with your marriage is put God in the room, lock the door, don't let anybody else in.
I kind of remember.
And I was like, you know what? You're right.
Yeah.
And at that point, we were like, are we on the same page? Yep. Are we good? Whatever moves that we make, as long as we're on the same page, not even trying to hear what anybody else says.
Yeah.
And like low key, I'm not gonna cap, happiness.
Our happiness
goes straight up.
Yeah, absolutely.
The second you stop letting outside factors contribute to your relationship, because at the end of the day, no one's going to sleep with y'all. No one's in those tough moments with y'all. No one's having these deep conversations. No one's like crying with you. You know, like all that.
All of it.
No one else.
Yeah.
So why could they possibly know?
Right.
How could they possibly know how to help you?
Yeah.
They don't. And that's what y'all need to do with y'all relationship too. No one's gonna understand your relationship like y'all. You can kind of take people's advice with a grain of salt most times. Like don't harp on somebody else, because 9 times out of 10 that's their frame of reality for their relationship.
Right.
It's not
or
yours.
their past experiences.
Yes.
Like everybody's a product of their environment and their experiences. So if it's like
lock the doors.
Especially negative advice, especially because the thing is too, when we were getting the unsolicited advice and stuff, I'm like, you really don't know us. Like you don't know our relationship, because if you even watched our YouTube channel, hell, you would know.
Yeah.
We're good. That's not to say we know everything. That's not to say we'll never go through issues and stuff in our marriage and stuff like that. But it's just like
we were committed to being able to solve our own problems.
Yeah, we've always been committed to it in a healthy way too.
Yeah.
And we promote it on our channel. So I'm just like,
we just didn't know, man.
It's been a very eye-opening year.
2020, year of clear vision.
Absolutely.
I always said that. Every time I was like, yo,
Absolutely.
2020 has been nothing but clear vision. I saw the vision that I wanted to marry you. I saw the vision that I wanted to be a full-time influencer. I saw the vision that it needs to be me and you against the world. I saw
Always,
everything, like basically our future was seen in 2020.
Yeah.
Which was like eye-opening.
Yeah.
And it was all because of, honestly, a tragedy. Like blessings come in the weirdest ways.
Mm-hmm.
The weirdest ways. Because honestly, what happened last year? Tragedy.
Yeah.
But it blossomed us into this.
Yeah.
And it was a tough year in terms of like work.
Yeah.
Like we really put our heads down and worked.
Yeah.
But
right, reaping the benefits, bro. We're just getting started.
And we just getting started. But like I feel like that like really jump started. It's almost like 2020 was a big slingshot and just
absolutely
sent us on the way.
Yeah, I agree.
And then like the merch was very successful this year.
That was very successful. That's
pushing into year 7, so we're not gonna dive too deep into it, but like very successful, although Shopify and manufacturers really get under my skin.
Mess.
Really get under my skin.
But like just us where we're at, just building an empire together.
I'm extremely happy. Ups, downs, everything that took place year 6 because of how it turned out.
Yeah, where we are now. Where it landed us, like
our eyes are just so open. 2021 feels like I'm in full stride. I don't have to get up the pace. I'm just at a good backstretch 400-meter dash. Knees high, booty ain't locked yet.
Shut up, the lactic acid.
Yeah, the lactic acid hits the last 100 meters, but that backstretch, you feeling real good.
And I would say too, the last thing in terms of like dealing with the unsolicited advice and stuff like that when it comes to our engagement and stuff, it's so important to have like we keep saying, be on the same page just with you and your partner, because that's something we have to keep reiterating to ourselves. This is our life.
Ours.
Everything from this point forward is our decision. It has nothing to do with what anybody else has to say, advice they have to offer, like anything. It's like it's 1000% our decision on how things go.
Because at the end of the day, who's gonna live with those decisions?
Us. Yeah.
So if I'm taking your advice, but I'm living with your decisions, now I'm gonna be mad.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna be hot.
Yeah.
Because what if you gave me a dumb decision? It doesn't like y'all.
So live your life for you.
Live your life for y'all.
Like live
which
your
is
life
crazy.
for you.
It's like it's kind of cliche that we're saying like don't take other people's advice, but take our advice.
But
the only advice we can give y'all, like you could take bits and pieces from us. If you like something that we've said, you can apply it. It's not us telling you how to run your relationship
or your life,
because that's up to y'all. Like us, this is up to us.
Yeah.
And I think we're doing pretty doggone good.
I would say
listening to our own, our spirit.
I would say so.
And that's how we're gonna continue to do it. And that's how Mary had a little lamb.
That was a lot.
It's a lot.
That was a lot.
Year 6 was a lot.
It was.
It was.
We probably honestly skimmed or forgot some parts of it.
We did.
Those were the bulk. Those were the monumental moments of 2020.
Because we showed up didn't talk about Colorado or any of that.
Oh. Because I guess it doesn't really contribute too much to our relationship. When we try to do these videos, we try to talk about like what
happened in the relationship. But
that was pinnacle.
As you guys can tell, year 6 was it was wild.
But it was a great year.
I regret nothing.
Me neither.
Good or bad, I feel like that's why I feel like life can't handle us.
What you mean?
Because good or bad, we get stronger every time.
Oh, true.
Good moments, bad moments. We have either taken the bad moments, flipped them around, come closer together, figured it out, and made something positive out of it.
Yeah.
Or positive moments, obviously, good stuff's happening. We feed off of it and we just propel it forward.
Yeah.
Life has tried to jab us.
We're here, bro.
But we're here.
Yeah.
We're here.
Always.
And it's like we're just committed to knocking out problem after problem. Like, try us. Like, we're good.
Yeah.
we're really good. I don't know how many ways we can say that before people stop putting their unsolicited advice on a relationship, but hey.
Probably will never stop.
Probably will never stop.
As long as we're here, we're on the same page.
That door locked.
One ear out the other.
That door locked. I locked it.
That is year 6, you guys.
That is year 6, and that is all we have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is very long.
Yeah. But they like our long videos, they
I'm
said.
sure we've been talking for at least a good 45, 50 minutes. Something like that.
Probably.
So, really hope you guys enjoyed this video. There is more lit content coming on the way. We know what you guys been asking for. Y'all been asking for the everything. Y'all been asking for the content. Y'all been asking for the lit.
Even more lit.
I know.
What we figured out this morning.
I know. And we got we're doing some experimental stuff. So just be on the lookout. You'll see.
Yep. Make sure your post notifications are turned on. That's what.
You'll see. I want to say more, but it's like I'm gonna just leave it there.
Oh, we got a lot coming for them.
Yeah.
Because you was trying to tell them on Instagram Live the other day.
Oh man, I almost gave away some serious
We
tea on
got a
Instagram.
lot of stuff coming for you guys.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff on the way.
So.
Y'all stay tuned. It's gonna be a heck of a ride because we're motivated.
Yes.
We're committed. I love you. I don't believe it. But yep, that's all we have for you guys today. If you don't already know, I'm Hydrated Hero. She is Isimeme Edeko, and together we are Josh and Isi. Now you can follow one of us. You can follow 2 of us. You can follow all 3 of us. You might as well follow all 3 of us because we are happy, healthy, and hydrated on all 3. But other than that, y'all, until we meet again, peace, love,
head grease,
and we out. Hey, 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 subscribe. Hey, 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 new video. Hey, 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 it's quality. Hey, 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 it's quality.